Hey guys, it's Denise here and welcome back to another video and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I remove my polygel nails. This pink set here lasted about 4 weeks and I used the polygel kit from Makartt called Life of a Rose. There's absolutely no chipping and no lifting. They're in pretty good shape and I could have kept them longer, but it was time for a change. Now this purple set, I used the purple kit also from Makartt. Again, there was absolutely no chipping and no lifting, but I was ready to take them off. As you can see here, they're still in perfect condition as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is grab a nail clipper. I like to use my straight edge one. You're going to want to cut down the length of the nail. It makes the soaking process a lot faster. I like to clip right on the side where the nail tip and my natural nail meet. They usually just come right off or break right off, as you can see. Super easy. Alright guys, so now that we're done clipping off the length of our nails, the next thing that we're going to want to do is file down the remaining product. I like to use a coarse bit to do this, which I'm going to be using today. I'm also going to be using my iGel Beauty e-file, which I'm absolutely loving right now. I did an unboxing and a first impression video. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll leave it in the cards for you guys to do so. And pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to file down the product as close to my natural nail bed as possible. If you're not yet comfortable with the e-file like I was when I very first started about a year ago now, you can definitely do this with a hand file. The process will just take a little bit longer. One thing that I did notice with polygel is that it does create a lot more dust than acrylic. So my nail dust collector definitely came in handy. The one that I use is from Makartt. I absolutely love it. It's the only one that I've been using. It does suck in the dust pretty well. It's also not that loud and it has several speed suctions as well. So I absolutely love it. If you guys are interested, I'll make sure to leave the link in the description box for you guys. All right, so as you can see, I have filed down the product as much as I'm comfortable with. They look pretty thin, so we're good to go. And what I like to use is cotton balls and aluminum foil. But before I start the soaking process, I like to apply cuticle oil around my cuticles just so they won't be all dried up. You guys know how acetone dries up your skin, so I like to do that first. So now moving on to the soaking process, like I mentioned earlier, I like to use aluminum foil along with cotton balls. The aluminum foil is just your regular aluminum foil that you have in your kitchen. I like to just cut those up in big enough pieces to where I can wrap it around my finger. And the reason that I like to use cotton balls is because I'm able to separate it just as big enough to cover up my nail bed. And then I just wrap it around. Well, first I soak the cotton ball in acetone and place it on my nail and then just wrap it around nice and tight. And then after that, I believe I let them soak in for about 30 minutes. Okay, so here I'm ready to take off the aluminum foil and the cotton ball. 30 minutes have passed, so now I'm just taking my cuticle pusher and trying to remove that polygel. And I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but this was my first time removing polygel, and the consistency, I guess, or I'm not sure what you would call it, but the difference between polygel and acrylic, so you guys know that acrylic kind of just easily comes off. Well, that wasn't the case with polygel. So polygel kind of chipped off. It kind of reminded me of like wax in a way. It wasn't the easiest thing to take off, to soak off. The acetone pretty much does like nothing to it. It doesn't like penetrate it as easy as it would the acrylic. So I wouldn't say it's hard, but it just does take a lot longer to actually take off the polygel. As you can see here, I'm trying to like, scrape it off the nail. This nail here, as you can see, it did come off a lot easier. So not all the nails were hard to take off, just some, but yeah, it was definitely a lot more different than acrylic was. So here you see me put a little bit of strength into removing the polygel. It wasn't the easiest thing to take this off, so I'm putting a little bit of muscle into it. You know, I've been working now, so I got to use these muscles somehow. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did have to go in a second round and of soaking them a little bit longer, and you guys will see further down in the video. I know it looks like I'm being a little bit rough on my nail bed, but I'm definitely not. It's just the video is sped up, so So here I just wanted to show you that I finally got to my pinky, and the pinky was actually the easiest one. As you can see, when I took off the foil, there was like no polygel whatsoever. Like it literally just came right off with the cotton balls. So, but as you can see, the other nails were being a little difficult, you know. So now we're just moving on to the second round of soaking my nails. Again, I just used the cotton balls wrapped around the aluminum foil, but this time I decided to use the clips on top of everything else just so it could insulate more of that heat, I guess, that our body produces, to see if it'll help out with removing the rest of the polygel, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I did, and then I'm gonna remove them, and hopefully this time the polygel comes off easier. And I did forget to mention that this time I left them on for another extra 15 minutes. So in my opinion and from my experience of removing polygel for the very first time, I would suggest that you soak them on for about 45 minutes in total. Okay, so here I'm just removing that extra polygel that was left on my nails. It did kind of soften up a little bit more that I left it on an extra 15 minutes. So I'm just going to be removing the rest of the product that's left. All right, so now that we're done with the soaking and the removal of the polygel, the next thing that I like to do is cut down my nail. I like to have them really short. I don't like to have them long. So the next thing that I like to do is grab a 240 sanding band, and I use this to remove the rest of the product that may be on my nail bed and smooth out the surface as well. The 240 sanding band is really smooth, so it does no damage to your nail. I'm basically just buffing my nail. All right, next thing that I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of alcohol and a lint-free wipe, and then just remove all that dust from my nail. And then I am going to apply some cuticle oil, and that would be the end of this video. I know the removal process is different for everybody. Maybe this is the way that I like to do it. So if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.